CCTV cameras are always rolling, and sometimes they capture moments that are too unbelievable to make up. In incredible moments caught on CCTV camera, you'll see real-life surprises, close calls, and jaw-dropping events that no one saw coming. This thief picked the absolute worst moment to strike, right when this police officer was on duty. She couldn't quite explain to her husband what happened to the car, so he had to check the security camera footage himself. He kept wondering where his cat had disappeared. It turns out, she found the perfect hiding spot. This was supposed to be a calm and relaxing weekend, but things didn't exactly go as planned. The street food master was in the zone until his phone took a dive straight into the dish he was preparing. Talk about adding a smart ingredient. Their small but brave dog saved them from an unexpected intruder, a bear. Sometimes, true courage comes in tiny, furry packages. This is what happens when you hire the budget-friendly handyman. This was her first time trying to play billiards, and probably the last. That was the last straw for him. He clearly needs a break. Can you guess which movie this is similar to, where something like this happens? Luckily, no one was hurt here. For some strange reason, these people don't avoid the fresh concrete that the truck dumped, and look at what happened in the end. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you to leave a like and let us know which country you're watching from. We'd love to know where our amazing audience is tuning in from. Is this Vin Diesel's dog? They spent a lot of money on this pool, but due to the truck driver's carelessness, it's now being destroyed. What do you think? Who's to blame here? A young man lost control of his motorcycle on a winding mountain road, causing him to skid and fall hard onto the pavement. A woman and her husband stood outside their house, grinning at each other with fierce determination. The little grandchild saw the door slightly open and, with a mischievous grin, dashed outside without a second thought. The man screamed as he ran, but the determined dog didn't stop. Its momentum sent both of them tumbling through the broken fence. A massive barrel came hurtling from the sky and landed directly on this poor person's head, sending them crashing to the ground. The man was casually sitting in the shop, sipping his coffee, when suddenly a speeding van crashed through the entrance like a scene from an action movie. Mechanics scrambled for cover as sparks rained down, and the sound of metal crashing echoed through the building. Fortunately, no one was inside at the time, but the once cozy home was now nothing more than a pile of broken wood and debris buried under the snow. One flower pot got stuck on the edge of the shelf, creating a domino effect that sent all the pots crashing to the floor. Stood frozen in disbelief, staring at the complete disaster. A man was casually walking down the street when, out of nowhere, the asphalt beneath him gave way, swallowing him into a sudden hole. The man parked his car and walked away, completely forgetting to engage the handbrake, which caused the vehicle to roll down the hill on its own. Two friends were racing down the sidewalk on their scooters, laughing and joking, when suddenly they collided with a concrete post, sending them both flying. After taking a moment to collect himself, he got up and brushed off the dust, realizing he needed to be more mindful of the weight he carried while riding. As the other dogs played joyfully outside, the plump dog sat by the fence, wishing he could join them, but knowing he needed to lose some weight first. Realizing he needed to be more cautious, he grabbed a nearby rug, hoping it would provide some traction, but the slippery floor proved to be too much of a challenge. Emergency services were on high alert as the storm wreaked havoc, prompting officials to warn citizens to stay indoors until the weather improved. With a big smile on her face, she took sharp turns, her vehicle sliding gracefully on the icy surface, thrilling both herself and onlookers. They both erupted in laughter, their playful banter echoing off the elevator walls as they continued their lighthearted scuffle until they reached their floor. The young man was busy washing his motorcycle, scrubbing it down with soap and water, when suddenly it slipped out of gear and began rolling away. Fortunately, he was mostly unharmed, but he couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation, thinking about how he would explain it later. The woman was rushing through the entrance when she miscalculated her step and crashed straight into the glass sliding doors, shattering them into 1,000 pieces. Firefighters and rescue teams rushed to the scene, working tirelessly to assess the damage and help those affected by the blast, leaving people in a state of panic and confusion. By the time they reached their front door, they were in fits of giggles, struggling to find the keys amidst their laughter. Their slurred speech and goofy antics attracted the attention of passersby. The man parked his van and completely forgot to pull the handbrake, which caused the vehicle to roll forward and crash right into the storefront. Rubbing his head in embarrassment, he couldn't help but chuckle at himself, knowing he would never live down the moment he tried to squash a pizza and ended up flat on the ground instead. With a look of horror, he realized he had made the surface too slippery, and before he could regain his balance, he crashed to the ground. Drivers nearby gasped in shock as the container rolled across the road, narrowly missing other vehicles and causing a chaotic scene. Crews were called to the scene to remove the tree, while neighbors offered their sympathy and help to the car owner, who was in shock over the accident. Scrambling out of the go-kart, he scratched his head in disbelief, knowing he would have to face the consequences of his reckless joyride. The remnants of his garden were scattered everywhere. One brave girl slowly bent down to get a closer look, her heart racing as the mouse twitched its nose and cautiously ventured out from under the table. With quick thinking, the parents grabbed their phones to capture the moment while ensuring their kids stayed safely indoors, marveling at the wild visitor. With a flick of its fluffy tail, the squirrel paused for a moment to admire its offering before darting away into the bushes, leaving the unexpected present behind. He turned his back for just a moment, and when he looked again, his car was already halfway down the street, moving further away from him. "What was I thinking?" he muttered to himself, examining the gaping hole as he realized he would have to face the consequences of his actions. With a sigh of frustration, she grabbed her phone to contact customer support, knowing she had to deal with the hassle of returning the broken card. His parents often joked that he must have been practicing his moves in the womb, as he effortlessly climbed furniture and hid in the most unexpected places, moving silently across the room as if he were a trained ninja. Suddenly, there was a loud pop followed by flames shooting out from the junction, igniting nearby materials and creating a chaotic scene, sending a jolt of electricity through the room. Breathing a sigh of relief, she turned to watch the commotion, grateful that her quick instincts had saved her from potential harm. Its wheels losing grip on the uneven ground. Finally, after a chaotic dash through the neighborhood, he found refuge on a porch, laughing nervously as the raccoon stopped to investigate a trash can instead. Laughing nervously, they tried to catch the cat, but it was too busy exploring and causing mayhem to notice their attempts to stop it. The mischievous feline knocked down picture frames and sent cushions flying off the couch. It wasn't until he reached the corner that he suddenly remembered her, glancing back in disbelief and vowing to return quickly to apologize for leaving her behind. Her expression shifting from excitement to confusion as she realized he hadn't even noticed she was there. She smiled and nodded, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm, making him feel even more confident about his invitation. Felt a sense of happiness, grateful for the special bond they were beginning to share, their laughter echoing through the park as they enjoyed each other's company on a sunny afternoon. Thanks for watching, everyone! If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let us know which video you'd like to see next. Stay tuned for more awesome content, and we'll catch you in the next one.